Hola, salam, and hello. You know, Pokemon has been a part of this channel for a long time. Gengar always beside me, or Pokemon appearing in other games like Smash. I have always been a huge fan to all things Pokemon. And with our current Pokemon Violet journey just ending, I would like to share my review on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Before going further, I will be discussing many things about the game, and if you don't want to be spoiled, this is your warning now. I'll be scoring this game on characters, environment, plot, game design, sound, replayability, and overall enjoyment. Kind of like the call pile system for books, but only kind of like it. This being one of the biggest casting Pokemon games, we are given a literal truckload of characters. What I wasn't expecting was for me to end up enjoying damn near all of them. Before I go on a tangent on every single one of them, I will say they were all built really well, showing off different personalities, learning what each character likes or dislikes, while seeing them grow and change as we go further into our journey, made it all that much better while playing the game. One of my personal favorite characters in the game has to be Arvin. He starts off as this uptight kid who wants nothing to do with anyone, to eventually gain our trust to help him on his quest, only for us to find out he wants to save his Pokemon and learn the truth about the professor. Even Director Clavel, and I hope I said his name correctly. Usually, it's always just a go-lucky teacher who gives you good advice here and there, but not the director. Learning about the truth and taking responsibility for his predecessors to help the school and his students made him all that more enjoyable. Also, our companion Pokemon has a range of emotions, as we see throughout the game. The excitement of getting another Herba Mystica and eating our sandwich, to the fear when he first met his counterpart. These characters shape and help us immerse ourselves more and more into this Pokemon adventure, and I think they did a great job building the characters for it. This open world is nothing like Pokemon has ever done before. Sure, we got a glimpse of it in Legends Arceus, but to have a true open world is a breath of fresh air in the Pokemon series. I will say some of the scenes in the game did not look the best. You could definitely use a bit more time in some of the graphics when it came to certain moments, but the different environments around the region still were vastly different, and it was great to see some of the Pokemon hidden in each location that represented their typing. With the layout of the game, one of the best places isn't accessible until later in the story. Area Zero is a beautiful place and does a great job bringing the lore of this world to life. The environment of this game feels like I'm truly entering a real ecosystem. I love seeing the details when I am in the mountains and you can see the footprints, or steam coming from my breath because of the cold air, or the beautiful skies when running along the beaches. I really enjoy seeing how Game Freak continues to try to awe the players with new ideas, and even though they didn't always hit the mark, I am excited to see what comes next. The story is a magnificent one. The way they somehow made 3 separate plot points into one massive story. Always starting off as the new kid moving in and finding out there's more to this place than what was expected, with many major events explaining more and learning more with each encounter, made me want to understand what was happening in this story and world. I love how in each game they always find a way to make the new mechanic a part of the story, only to further immerse the players, like how terrestrialization is from the professor and their research, but only to find that out at the end of the game. There are points in this game that I did skip by pressing A, I can't lie. I feel that one of the biggest elements Pokemon has missed is voice acting. I understand that it has never been this way, but I feel like most of the time, at least for myself, when I was playing a Pokemon game, the plot was never really my reason for playing. However, I kept finding myself truly interested in what was going on, with the cutscenes pulling me in to really focus on the story did help. But if Game Freak ever got voice actors, I think Pokemon games as a whole would truly become unstoppable. Pokemon was the first turn-based game I ever enjoyed. The style of combat has always been the same, with a few exceptions, and adding a special twist like terrestrialization is introduced to us with Scarlet and Violet. The only thing I truly dislike about the game design is the new mechanic to evolve Pokemon by walking them around. Don't get me wrong, I think it's really cool that they have new ways of evolving Pokemon, but come on, walking around Los Platos 6 times waiting for my Pomo to finally evolve into a Pawmo took forever. I think if the requirement was halved, 500 instead of 1,000, it would be more enjoyable. Pokemon being allowed outside of the grass and seeing them in the open world is something I honestly never thought would happen. Coming from the old generations, when the first time we saw a Pikachu out of a ball in Pokemon Yellow, seeing them in the open world blows my mind every time I see it. Something that was changed from the old games as well is getting rid of HMs. Having an HM dump Pokemon always took a spot in our team, and trading them in and out of the boxes just took longer than I needed it to. With our new Ride Pokemon learning the moves, it gives it the same premise as HMs by going through each Titan Pokemon to learn these abilities, but it doesn't take over a spot where you have to dump all of these HMs in, and sometimes they're not even the ones that you need, and you need to make 2 dump Pokemon. This way, I think they did it a lot better and made it easier for us to enjoy our Pokemon team while still being able to give us the HMs we need to travel. Let's face it, when it comes to sound, there isn't much to say. It was great. They brought back the gym leader's music from Sword and Shield, but only when they terrestrialized, giving it a little bit of spice with every song. Each Team Star leader had that sick guitar solo that was so impactful. It made me air guitar almost every single time. Besides the sick beats each Pokemon screams has always been a great part of bonding with Pokemon. If I played a Pikachu, a Mewtwo, or even Dittos, some of you would know without even having to see it. The music and the cries of this game are fantastic, but I couldn't forget the environment sounds. Walking on the sands, the forest or snows, swimming, gliding, running, or climbing. Each noise that sits in the back brings the world to life. I love hearing the snow crunch as if I'm doing it myself, and the water splashing when your ride Pokemon moves us through the waves off the shore. Even though I said there wasn't much, I seem to have said quite a little bit about this one. To summarize, sound is a chef's kiss. When it comes to Pokemon games, playing the story again usually means you have to delete your save. Although, after the story, there is still so much to do. With the events happening to get Pokemon you may have missed in the past or never gotten, or shiny hunting the very diverse Pokemon in this world. Even the Paradox Pokemon can be shiny. To even hunt shiny Pokemon, you have to play the raids. And to me, it's a great way to keep the player in the game. Plus, with the after story and the 4 hidden legendary Pokemon around the world, you are going to have to find them to become the full-fledged Pokemon master. It may not be replayability, but they kept the game alive with giving us different things and making it still feel fresh. And to me, I think they did a great job. Game Freak always finds a way to make subtle changes to make their games feel fresh, and I've had a lot of fun with this one. So, my rating for this game is a solid 8 out of 10. Sure, there were a few bugs and a few goofy things that were at the beginning of the game, and sure, some of the graphics don't look the exact best in certain frames, but with their captivating story, huge world to roam, and making use of every mechanic that was added, with, of course, an amazing soundtrack that everyone will always enjoy. I can't wait to see the additions they are preparing for this game. like the coming events or the awaiting DLC, I will always love Pokemon and the journey they take us on. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know by hitting that like button and subscribing. I love you all, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!